Welcome to Tough Talk. I'm your host, Paul Taros, and today my guest is George Horiatis, who is the Supreme President of the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, otherwise known as AHEPA. Today we will be discussing the little-known fact of a Christian church, a Greek Orthodox church, by the name of St. Nicholas that was destroyed on September 11th, 2001, when the South Tower of the World Trade Center came crashing down. But first, George, tell me a little bit about your organization.
Sure. Paul, first things first, I want to thank you for having me on Tough Talk with Taros. The HEPA itself, we were just recently elected as the Supreme President of the Order of AHEPA. We're 97 years young. It is the largest membership-driven grassroots Greek organization worldwide. Membership itself is open not just to Greek and Greek Americans and people of Greek descent, but it's also open to, as we call them, Philhellenes, as we believe in the general principles of supporting Hellenism, the very core principles of Western civilization. We have chapters all throughout the United States. We have also chapters in Canada, all throughout Greece and Cyprus, and in particular, we also have chapters in Australia, as well as all throughout Europe. So everywhere where there's an appreciation of Western civilization, we have the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association there to not only promote Hellenism, but to show the world, Hellenes and Philhellenes, the very core principles that are the basis for Western civilization. We are also an organization that does a lot of service work. We've been recognized as one of the 1,000 Points of Light by the former and late departed George Bush when he was president, and won a very famous speech that he provided. We have a long, outstanding history, particularly in the United States, where our national headquarters are based in Washington, D.C. As for that, we have in any type of fraternal society, we are based upon the lodge system, so to speak. And with the lodge system, we have chapters from all over, including from Maine to San Francisco, from Houston to the Dakotas, and all throughout Canada. We're primarily in North America, but we are actually growing, and we are everywhere. We've initiated since the inception at least 500,000 members into the Order of AHEPA. We're very proud of our organization and the programs and service that we provide as a benefit to mankind.
Okay. Now, when was the organization formed?
Organization was formed in 1922. It was formed and born in Atlanta, Georgia, when a group of 8 individuals came together to fight bigotry and hatred against Greeks. Of course, we know about bigotry and hatred that was placed against others, minorities, particularly with the Ku Klux Klan. Not only was it African Americans, but it was also Greeks, a little-known fact, that were in fact harassed by the KKK as well. So we have close relations with the NAACP and B'nai B'rith as well. We believe in justice and tolerance for all.
And today, what is AHEPA doing? What are some of its major projects?
Well, today, HEPA's major projects are many. In particular, we have significant scholarship programs for the youth of America. We also delve into housing. HEPA is one of the foremost leaders in providing housing for the elderly in the United States with various projects throughout the nation. The list of programs is kind of our calling card with regards to the programs that we have here. We have service dogs for warriors. We have raised immeasurable monies, approximately $500,000 in this relatively new program, providing warriors that are coming back from combat and are dealing with, the disorder of post-traumatic stress, and providing them with companionship and saving lives in that regard. And our chapters reach out and they raise funds for these various dogs to be trained to assist our United States veterans. We also provide hospital and medical assistance. In particular, we have many cancer research entities that are involved in terms of trying to eradicate this horrible disease. And we provide assistance to hospitals in Greece and Thessaloniki, as well as in Athens itself. And most recently, we also dedicated a wing to a hospital in Rhodes, which services that portion of the Mediterranean as well, with regards to oncology type services. Our list of programs is our calling card, but not only in the past, but into the future. I say into the past, we go back to even World War II. HEPA was the leading organization providing funding and fundraising for United States war bonds in World War II, easily outdistancing any competitor with regards to that. It was the HEPA that had raised an untold amount of money with regards to supporting the war drive. Even today, as we sit here, HEPA does many other things on an international scale. Just as a for instance, in Greece, we are raising monies for a sub-care burn unit in a hospital as a result of devastating wildfires that had occurred there last year. We've given to many hurricane relief, whether it was Katrina, whether it was Superstorm Sandy here in the United States. We have a long track record as Hellenes and as Phil Hellenes, the HEPANs, of giving back to American society and society in general.
Recently, HEPA made a rather large donation to the rebuilding of St. Nicholas Church. Would you tell us about that?
Well, the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church was a small church in the shadows, so to speak, of the 9/11 World Trade Center towers. Was there for a very long time. And then on that fateful day, it was the only house of worship that was destroyed in the attacks 9/11, particular there in New York City. With regards to the church itself, many individuals that perished, got to sometimes spend some time in the church. It was kind of a place, a safe house, if you will, for individuals on their travels throughout that area in the financial district. I kind of took it to heart myself when this happened, because we have an individual in our community. I'm from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, that had also perished in the towers. Her name was Danielle Kasulis. She was a vice president of Cantor Fitzgerald, which was, of course, a firm, a financial services firm that was completely, unfortunately, wiped out as a result of the attacks. So it's personal for many of us in terms of the potential and the religious and cultural intolerance which pervades even today. And it had not just dimensions, spiritual dimensions, but dimensions throughout the fabric of our society. So with regards to 9/11 itself and the destruction of St. Nicholas, HEPA was also instrumental in providing and assisting in leading the way for the rebuilding of St. Nicholas as a national shrine. There were others in the Greek community, along with the HEPA, that were instrumental in negotiating and providing this new potential Greek Orthodox National Shrine, St. Nicholas National Shrine, at Ground Zero. And this is a project that has been in the undertaking for some time. It's a project that is going to be affecting literally millions of individuals that will be passing through there each and every day. We're hopeful that it will come to a conclusion in the short-term future. It's been a very long road. Our Greek Orthodox Archdiocese has taken the leadership position in that regard, along with many philanthropists and individuals who love the church and love the idea of this house of worship being there as a beacon of Orthodoxy and as a beacon of Christianity at this most revered spot. St. Nicholas National Shrine, in terms of what it will be doing there, also will have a prayer room. It's a non-denominational prayer room for individuals that are wishing to come in and providing them some type of refuge, so to speak, from the hustle and bustle, as well as refuge in terms of the hallowed ground upon which it will sit. It will be a shining example of the human spirit in New York City, rising like a phoenix from the ashes.
And how much did HEPA contribute towards this rebuilding?
The HEPA had provided $1 million for its construction, and other individuals as well in our communities have been providing significant monies towards the completion of this awe-inspiring project. These are monies that were raised by our chapters. These are monies that were raised by our districts and our individuals through a variety of events, including whether it was cigar smokers at the local level, whether it was raffles, things of that nature. Everybody has been contributing and contributed to HEPA's position in terms of assisting our Greek Orthodox Church in making this dream a reality.
In addition to the non-denominational bereavement and meditation prayer room, it's going to actually be a functioning Greek Orthodox church. Is that not correct also?
That is correct, Paul. The church itself will be a functioning church. In other words, it'll have a board, it'll have a priest, it'll be conducting services, so to speak. It'll be at some point in time consecrated, and it will be serviced pretty much most days, but particularly on Sundays. And people will be able to. It's right off the train station, as many people go through, literally hundreds of thousands a day, go through that particular, the financial district, not only to get to and from work, but also to pay respect to the significant amount of lives that were lost, as well as to the survivors. And when I say the survivors, not only am I talking about individuals that were fire and emergency personnel, many of them perished as well at 9/11, and many of them perished and took ill significantly afterwards from the after effects of being there, but also to the individuals that were survivors that were in the general vicinity at the time. We've heard stories from people that were stuck in the North Tower and were being told to go back upstairs. And I know one individual that saved some lives when he said, "No, we're walking down the steps," and literally a half hour later they were out the door as the building collapsed. We have a past supreme president of our organization, of the HEPA, Andrew Zahadiades, who was actually there at the time. He was working in the building 3 buildings over from the towers themselves, and he is a survivor too. And his recollections are harrowing, and all of these are a reminder. It's a reminder to us that religious intolerance and cultural intolerance is something that we have to overcome as a society.
Okay, so if anyone wants to help rebuild St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Church and National Shrine, how can they donate?
Well, they can donate by contacting the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of America, GOA. If you look it up on your websites, St. Nicholas National Shrine is still undertaking monies to finish what will be a glorious project in that regard. And/or they can also contact us at hepa.org with regards to making any type of donations as well. And if you are impressed in taking a look at hepa.org and all the great work that we do, you are certainly most welcome to join the Order of HEPA, one of the greatest groups that we have here in terms of a fraternal society and in terms of a Greek-based, Hellenic-based group that provides and promotes Hellenism to our society here today, by merely going to hepa.org /join.
Okay, well, I'm familiar with the organization, and it is truly a wonderful organization, so I encourage everybody to join. You don't have to be Greek or of Greek descent. Just believe in the ideals of Hellenism.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Paul, again, I want to thank you for all that you do with your Tough Talk with Taros. It's very impressive for all of us, and I will make sure that that this message of a highlight of shedding light upon such a wonderful, awe-inspiring project through your station and through your program gets promoted throughout our domain worldwide. But thank you.
Thank you, George, for being a guest, and thank you for everything that you do.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Be well. Be well.
You too.
Okay.